They stuck her out there on ammunition depot guard duty because, well, she looked like someone who'd never held anything more dangerous than a 3-ring binder. No combat patches, no fancy insignia. Just a quiet woman in beat-up fatigues, standing in the Kentucky humidity by a chain-link fence. You know what I mean? That's how the Army likes it. Put the invisible ones where they can't screw up. Anything important. At least that's what Major Bradley Hoffman told himself, anyway. Only thing is, sometimes the quiet ones aren't just invisible, they're the reason you're still breathing. So when that Navy SEAL team showed up 3 hours later, rolling up in blacked-out SUVs, the base commander, Hoffman, nearly spit out his coffee. Their commander, a guy named Blake, stepped out, scanned the scene, then looked right at her and said, "Thank God you're the one guarding this place." And if you'd seen Hoffman's face in that moment, hell, you'd have thought someone just called his mother ugly at a funeral. Let me back up a sec. Staff Sergeant Tricia Farrell, that's what her name tag read. To most folks, just another face you'd pass in the PX. Blonde hair pulled back. Nothing special on her belt, moving through the morning shift like it was just another Tuesday at Fort Campbell. She had that look, like she'd figured out how to do her job so well, nobody bothered her. Nobody asked questions. Blend in, get things done, let everyone else do the chest puffing and speech-making. So that's how I ended up outside the supply depot, counting inventory, when Hoffman swaggered across the yard. You could spot him a mile away, boots polished so hard you could check your teeth, metals rattling. The kind of guy who gives off the "I'm in charge" vibe without ever seeing real action. "Farrell," he barked, already scanning for the next target. "Drop what you're doing. I need you on perimeter guard for the ammo depot. VIPs rolling in. Don't fall asleep out there." She just nodded. No complaints, no questions, just took her rifle, her radio, and a battered thermos of coffee that probably could strip the paint off a Humvee. For some folks, guard duty is punishment. For her, it was peace. Nobody bothering you, no politics, just the simple business of keeping people alive. Not that anyone ever notices, until something goes wrong. Couple hours into her shift, the radio buzzed. VIP convoy at the main gate. 3 black SUVs, way too fancy for the regular Army brass. She stepped out, watched them snake through the base toward her checkpoint. The first guy out, medium height, weathered, eyes that missed nothing. Special ops, no question. His guys, 5 more. Same look, same confidence, moving like a pack of wolves. "Ma'am," he said. Real quiet. "Commander Ryan Blake, Team 7. Ordnance retrieval." She checked his papers, scanned his face, did her job like she'd done 100 times before. "All clear, Commander. Anything you need from depot security." He gave her that look, a little respect, a little curiosity. "Just keep doing what you're doing. Glad it's you out here." They moved through the gate, no fuss. She watched them work, hand signals, split-second timing, treating the ordnance like it might bite them. Not a training exercise, she realized. This was something else. Cue the sound of thunder. Major Hoffman storming up, face red, voice rising. "Farrell, what in God's name is going on? Who authorized this? You just let special ops into my depot." She kept her cool. Authorization checked out. "Sir." Commander Blake presented valid retrieval orders. Didn't matter. Hoffman was already putting on a show for anyone within earshot. "You're a guard, not a decision-maker. You should have called me." The SEALs kept working, cool as ice, while Hoffman ranted. She barely heard him. Then Blake walked over, that low, calm voice cutting through the noise. "Major, your staff sergeant did everything by the book." Hoffman tried to push back, but Blake just held up his tablet, authorization glowing. "If there's a problem, it's in your command structure, not hers." For a moment, you could see the wind go right out of Hoffman's sails. After the SEALs finished up, loading a few heavy cases into their vehicles, Blake pulled Tricia aside. "How long you been here?" She told him, 6 months. Various assignments. He gave her this look, like he saw right through her. "Your major doesn't know, does he?" "Know what, sir?" she asked, poker face on. Blake just smiled, almost conspiratorial. "Nothing, Staff Sergeant. Just keep doing what you're doing." But Tricia could feel it, that old weight settling on her shoulders. Blake knew something. She'd spent years hiding, doing her job, hoping no one would dig too deep. But guys like him, they always knew. A couple days later, everything blew up. 2 men in suits showed up with Colonel Wade, asking about the seals, about what happened at the depot. Turned out, the ordnance Blake's team had pulled was used to reinforce a black site in Somalia. There'd been an attack. Without that shipment, everyone inside would have died. But that wasn't the worst part. Someone on base had leaked the operation. Timing, routes, everything. Only 7 people knew the details. Blake's team was clean. That left base. Personnel. All eyes landed on Trisha. She sat in Colonel Wade's office, the weight of her whole past pressing down on her. So she did the only thing she could, told the truth. My name isn't really Trisha Farrell. The agents went still. 6 months ago, I was Captain Trisha Barrett, 75th Rangers. I testified about war crimes, got railroaded, new identity, new rank. Sent here to disappear. Wade confirmed it. Her records, her awards, all the stuff buried under classified ink. Commander Blake knew me. I helped his team in Afghanistan. He recognized me. That's why he trusted me at the depot. But here's the twist. The leak wasn't Trisha. It was Major Hoffman. Greedy, wounded pride, feeling left out, he'd sold info to a private contractor. Payments traced back to Marcus Security. Solutions, a front, selling American secrets to the highest bidder. Hoffman had already run, using his passport to skip the country. That's when things turned. Trisha volunteered, said she could pose as a burned-out officer, infiltrate Marcus Security, gather proof. Wade and the agents tried to talk her out of it. She wouldn't budge. If I don't do this, more people die. So she went deep cover. New rank, new records, wired up and ready. She played her part. A disillusioned captain, ready to sell secrets for a fat payday. The bad guys bought it. Marcus Security started feeding her real jobs. Real money. All the while Trisha and her handlers set the trap. She learned how far the network reached. Not just Fort Campbell, but bases across the South, special ops, inventory, transport. The whole web. Finally, the takedown. Dawn raids, arrests coast to coast, news crews catching FBI vans outside suburban homes. Colonel Wade glued to the TV in her office. 37 arrested, including the head honchos at Marcus, plus a dozen compromised officers. More than 200 missions saved, a trail of evidence stretching from Virginia to Somalia. As the dust settled, Trisha stood in Colonel Wade's office, her old rank restored, her record cleared, her name finally hers again. Blake showed up, that same quiet confidence, offering a spot on his team. She just smiled. I think I'll stick around, sir. Somebody needs to keep an eye on this ammo depot. He grinned. Thank God you're the one guarding it. And as she walked the length of the fence, the sun coming up over Fort Campbell, she felt that old sense of purpose rising, finally back where she belonged. She'd gone through hell to protect her people, and now, maybe, just maybe, she could finally breathe. Now, before you head out, tell me, what do you think? Did Trisha do the right thing risking everything to stop the leak? Or did the system hang her out to dry until it was almost too late? Drop your thoughts below. Who's really responsible for justice in a world like this? And if you want more stories about what really goes down behind the fences and the flags, hit subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.